The only way to get to 4-0 is to go 3-0 first. 5 teams have remained unbeaten as the NFL season starts to shake the rust off. As a continuation of last week's piece, I wanted to dive even deeper into these surprises, maybe we'll call them preseason non-favorites, and how they can now get to 4-0. First, sorry Chiefs and Bills. You were definitely preseason favorites. Although both perennial contenders continue to evolve and shift into new philosophies and identities that are going to be fun to dissect in the coming weeks. Rashee Rice's Kelsey-like usage, 2 of the best run games in the NFL, new Bills defensive faces, Josh Allen morphing from Professor Chaos into Shao Kahn. That's for a later day. Instead, I wanted to dig into 3 of the other undefeateds, all on the road this week, 4 with 2 being underdogs, and their matchups as they try to remain unbeaten. Pittsburgh Steelers, minus 1.5 at Colts. The Steelers are actually favorites at the time of this writing, reflecting their strong defensive performance, first in EPA per play, and fourth in FDN's defensive DVOA, which makes adjustments based on opponents, and the offense finding the correct way to best use its personnel. Center Zach Frazier has reinforced the entire offensive operation, and while the numbers haven't entirely reflected it, the Steelers are 28th in rushing success rate. Some of that is because of their offensive line gelling with a quarterback who wasn't the entrenched starter during preseason. Against a tougher-than-expected schedule of defenses, offensive coordinator Arthur Smith still mixes his personnel together like Dr. Moreau. Week 3 against the Chargers featured 11 snaps with jumbo personnel, 6 offensive linemen, and 16 snaps of pony personnel, with Cordarrelle Patterson on the field with another running back. And this isn't some sideshow act, either. The Steelers were effective with Patterson on the field, as those 16 snaps produced 133 yards, 8.3 yards per play, and a touchdown. Justin Fields showed more confidence as the game went along with a touchdown drive that started and ended with throws pushed downfield and in the rhythm of the concept. The Colts put on a brave face against Caleb Williams and the Bears, stifling Chicago for most of the game with a nicely jumped interception by Jalen Jones and a goal line stand that featured 3 straight Bears runs. Outside of this jaw-dropping sequence of personnel blindness from the Bears' offensive coaching staff, the Colts can still be run on, even with the best efforts of some of their front players. The Steelers are even well-equipped for running into loaded boxes, so despite Gus Bradley throwing more bodies at the problem, Smith will be able to find answers on the ground. Fields is going to give George Pickens chances at the football. Expect to see the Steelers dial up a deeper play action and test vertical shots against the Colts. On the other side of the ball, this Steelers defense against this Colts run game should be a treat. Even with Alex Highsmith out with a groin injury, this Steelers front with Cameron Hayward, Larry Ogunjobi, Keanu Benton, and TJ Watt is as stout as any and can create pressure on the quarterback. Anthony Richardson avoids sacks but turns into an X Games contestant when moved off his launch point, leaving opportunities for omnipresent Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. Both sides come down to how the run games operate on first and second down. The Colts' run game against the Steelers' run defense features a strength-on-strength battle. The other side is not as dynamic, but the Steelers' offense has its best matchup and a real opportunity to show that the offense can start becoming a consistent unit.